My lovely people, welcome to my channel once again. There is Bongreat One TV and I am Dr. Bongreat. Please, if today is your first time for being on this channel, this is the only channel where we educate you on personal finance tips, entrepreneurship, and then businesses, and also mysteries about life. In today's video, I'm going to talk on a topic, a letter for the youth. A letter for the youth. You see, the reason why I entitled this subject, A Letter to the Youth, is because of certain mistakes that I did some years ago, and by God's grace I was able to identify it on time and then make a turnaround, and that has changed my entire life ever since. So I want to use this opportunity to educate the youth out there so that they may be able to take their future into their own hands and then manipulate it themselves by making the right decisions at any point in their lives. The first mistake that I'm going to talk about is when I was in school. When I was in school, my parents were there supporting me in school, providing me with anything that I need, especially with my basic needs. And I had people talking about savings and then investment for quite a longer period of time. And I think we did it in one of even our subjects, day back in JHS, SHS, and even at the university. But the truth be told, I never take savings seriously because I thought that immediately after school, maybe I may get a secure job, and after getting that secure job, I may begin to save, or I may start saving. That was the whole mindset, but that was never the case. Immediately after school, I stayed home for quite a longer period of time before I begin to establish my own business. Are you getting it? So it has never and ever been easy. The journey has been tough. So I think I want to use this opportunity to educate the youth out there. If you are someone who is in school, I mean the students especially, and you think that maybe immediately after school, that is when you begin to think of saving, then you better put a halt to it and then begin saving and then investing now that you are in school. Because the truth be told, whenever you are in school, there are certain monies that your parents are going to give to you. Sometimes you are going to also get monies from your uncles, your friends, and a whole lot. Are you getting? There are so many channels that sometimes monies do come from. But as students, as we are, what we normally say is that, oh, the money is too small, and for that matter, we can't save. So we are waiting till we get a job immediately after school before we begin to save. Please, if you don't know how to save, or you have never and never cultivated the habit of saving, I'm pleading with you as a young youth out there, begin saving and then investing into the future now that you are in school. If you are in JHS, you are lucky. If you are in SHS, you are lucky. If you are in the university, you are lucky. The time is now. If you are not able to save the little pennies that you have now, there is no way immediately after school, when you get a job, you'll be able to save. Because the more you begin going forward, then the more your expenditure keeps on also increasing. Are you getting it? So it's hard time. Anytime you get money, try as much as possible to put little pennies elsewhere. I'm not saying you should put all your money elsewhere, but at least something small. Begin to learn the habit of saving and then glance back and then look at the amount of money that you are saving from time to time and how the money is growing. Immediately you are able to see how money is growing in your account, you begin to increase the amount of money that you save, either weekly, daily, or monthly, or perhaps yearly. Let's begin to cultivate that habit of savings once in school. You see, when we were in school, it's not that we didn't hear about savings and the investment. We heard it so many times, but we were so adamant to it and said, oh, let's wait for a while, let's wait for a while. Please, I don't want you to say it is too late, because if we had saved monies or little pennies whilst we were in school, then by now we would have started a bigger business and then we are moving forward. Are you getting it? But we didn't get it like that. Now we are starting gradually, and it has never and ever been easy. So please, there is a letter to the youth. If you're a young youth out there, don't wait. Cultivate the habit of saving now. Don't wait and say that you are waiting to get a job maybe once after school before you begin thinking of saving. If you do that, you are doomed, because immediately after school, you are never and ever going to take it easy, especially the ladies. So be wise and begin saving and then investing little pennies whilst you are in school now, so that by the time that you are out of school, you'll be able to grab that money and begin to think about establishing something for your own self. And with that, success awaits you. So think about it. Number 2 mistake that happened to me when I was in school was that I used to have the taste for luxury, but if maybe I was buying and then using it, then no cause for alarm. But sometimes I may purchase this luxury, and when I use it for one, I wouldn't be using it any longer. Are you getting it? And I keep on buying them. I keep on buying them from time to time. So I realized that no, it's hard time. I need to limit those kind of things. So if you're a young youth out there and then you are somebody who used to have a taste for luxury, please try as much as possible to reduce it a bit, because the more you buy, ask yourself, where are you even sending those things? Because sometimes in life, you buy a commodity, you use it for once, and then you don't use it again. Especially with the guys, we like buying sneakers, dresses and stuff, and then when you use it for once, you don't use it again. The same thing applies to the ladies too. So it's a habit I cultivated, and I realized that no, it wasn't helping. So what I decided to do was that I tried to buy few ones that are very important to me and leave the remaining ones. Are you getting it? And then begin to save and then invest with the remaining monies that I have, and then it really helped a lot. So please, if you're a young youth out there, I am not forcing you to stop that habit, but what I'm trying to say is that if you really want a successful future, then there is a need for you to start saving and then investing. So the little monies that you get is, I'm not saying you should go on street naked, so at least try to dress decently and then keep the remaining monies elsewhere. Like, try to save them small, because a little drop of water makes mighty ocean. So the little coins that you are keeping elsewhere, one day is going to become a huge capital for you, and you can grab it to start anything that you want to do. That is the mistake number 2 that I did, and I don't want you to also do same. Third mistake that I would like to talk about is that when I was in school, I thought that, oh, everything is normal. In life, you get everything that you want. But immediately after school, I realized that no, life has never and ever been easy, because problems keep on coming in and going every day and night. Immediately you are done with this particular problem, then the next day another one follows. Are you getting it? So if you are not financially stable, and then sometimes problems normally pops up in that manner, Charlie, you are going to suffer a lot. The problems that you are facing right now are petty problems. You see, immediately after school, that is when you are going to even experience life itself. What we are experiencing now is just comedies. So please, never make it a point that, oh, immediately I finish school, maybe I'll be living a fancy life and stuff. Charlie, it's never like that. We all dreamt of living those kind of lifestyle. Are you getting it? But I realized that immediately after school, that wasn't how life was. Are you getting it? You need to struggle a lot before you'll be able to even put food on the table. So if you're a young youth out there, in order for you to eradicate these things, or in order for you not to be bombarded with these problems of life, heavy storms of life, then there is a need for you to cultivate the habit of saving, because sometimes when there is money, you explore life. Are you getting it? Number 4 mistake that I did was that I said that when I established my business at the beginning stages, and I said the salary is too small, and for that matter, you can't save. If you're not able to save those small salary that they are giving to you, if you're not able to save a portion of it, then forget it. Immediately you are being given a huge capital or a huge money, you still can't save, because the more you get money, the more your expenses keeps on increasing. The number 5 mistake that I would like to talk about is that if you're a young youth out there and you really want to make it in life, then there is a need for you to deny yourself of certain things now. You need to sacrifice a lot for a better tomorrow. So right now, I know people may be moving with all these fancy objects, fashionable materials. You may be coming across them. I'm not condemning anyone not to purchase these things, but what I'm trying to say is that you need to try to limit it a bit. If you're able to limit it, maybe if you are somebody, you go to shop and then you buy like 3 shoes, you can decide to this time around buy 1 and then keep the money for the 2 remaining shoes. I get to save it somewhere for the future. If you're able to do this, then one way or the other, then in some few years to come, immediately you are right away from school, you'll be able to make it big time, because at that time you'll be able to have a little capital for yourself. So even if the government is not ready for you, or let's say the government job is not ready for you, you can still go grab your money and begin thinking of establishing a business for your own self that may pay you. Are you getting it? Business is good, so you need to try and then establish one. If I say business is good, that doesn't mean that it is easy. No, it is never easy. Business is very, very, very tough. It's really, really tough, because sometimes the kind of expectations that we normally have before entering into business, you may be surprised that when you enter into the business, those are not the kind of things that you'll be seeing. Are you getting it? You may be seeing a whole lot of things together. But in the nutshell, you need to keep moving. You shouldn't lose guard, because one day it's going to pay. So my last word for us to go is that I know as a young youth out there, or let's say my dad or my my mom out there, my grandfather or grandmother out there listening to this video, I know there are so many things that we need in life, and we all wish to live those kind of luxurious, or let's say that fancy kind of life. And it's good because God didn't create us in a way for us to be broke or poor. Rather, He created us so that we may be rich and fulfill the earth. So please, the only way by which we can build that success is through hard work. And hard work doesn't come alone. It means to come with persistency or perseverance, and also commitment, and then discipline. Without this, you can never and ever make it in life. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're a young youth out there and then you are listening to me today, please try and then cut down your expenditure a bit and begin saving for the future. Think about the future. Don't sit there and say you only live once, and for that matter, anytime you get money, you go out, you have fun, you enjoy, and then that's all. No, always try to make a budget for yourself. Even if you want to go out, try and make a budget for yourself. Maybe as I'm going out, I'm going to spend 200 cedis. As I'm going out, I'm going to spend 500 cedis, and it should be your target. You shouldn't spend more than that. Are you getting it? If you don't have all these things at hand and you begin to do anything just because your friends are doing it, just because you are following the multitude, just because everybody is showing off and you also want to show off, then it's going to affect you big time, because you are not in anybody's pocket. And for that matter, you may not know what people have in their pocket or what they have at the back of them. So if you think somebody is living a lifestyle and then you also wish to live that same kind of lifestyle with your payroll to payroll check, then you need to be very careful about that. Begin to save money little by bit, cut down your expenditure, save the little monies elsewhere. Think about establishing your own business for your own self. And as I told you earlier on, it's not easy, but if you are able to build that business of yours, I bet you one day you are going to thank me. On this note, we call it a day. Until I meet you another time in my next video, I say a big thank you. But don't forget to send your comment in the comment section below, and I'll respond to you